Hi everyone, how are we? It's been a minute, but I'm back again. I am off to Indonesia, Bali actually, the island of Bali. I don't know how much any of you know about that, but yeah, Bali is a really beautiful place. I've been visiting there for, probably 30 years now. And I absolutely love the people, I love the food, I love the culture, and the way that I just sort of breathe out when I arrive. So I'm really looking forward to this. So it's a journaling retreat. I'm going to be touring around and having a look at like boutique places and visiting beautiful temples and just relaxing. And I've made a handmade journal to take with me, which I've done a little short on, just a little flip through, but I'm actually going to do a big video now just to show you how I made it and what the theme of it was, why I chose that theme, and yeah, just show you a couple of things. And whilst I'm in Indonesia, I'm hoping to be able to put up some shorts. The internet is not great in Bali, I must admit. They do have Wi-Fi, but it's not great for uploading. So I'll do what I can. If not, I'll be doing a big video when I get back. But yeah, I'll be filming me going on the plane and visiting all the beautiful temples and holy sites. There's the monkey forest there. Not sure if I'll get there because I'm a bit scared of monkeys, but yeah, it's going to be great. So I'll just breathe out, I'll be able to journal, and I'll film a lot of that for you. And then I have some really exciting news because I'm actually going to take a guided journaling tour to Bali myself. That will be in September of 2024, and then another one in October. So I'm really hoping that you'll be able to join me for that, but I'll be putting the details up after I've finalized everything after my trip. Okay, let's get started on the journal and my thoughts behind it. See you in the video. Okay, I found this at the thrift. I think it's supposed to be a passport holder. It's leather, it's beautifully handmade. I absolutely love it. It feels beautiful in my hands. And for the size of the journal that I want to make for this Bali trip, it's absolutely perfect. It's probably a 6x4, so yeah. All right, so then I decided, well, I better get some pages together to make the little journal. And I just started rifling through some books. I also found this at the thrift. It's Imagine by John Lennon, but with, I think the writing inside it is by Desmond Tutu, so there is a picture of him in there as well, which I end up using in the journal. But what I did was just went through and I tried to do it intuitively. I just wanted to pick out some sayings that were speaking to me at this time. I'm finding that what's happening around the world is really affecting me, and I'm finding journaling is the only thing that seems to be keeping me a little bit sane. And then there's this great image of John Lennon and Yoko Ono, so I actually end up using that right in the front of my journal, which you'll see once I do the flip through at the end. But I just loved it. It's sort of, yeah, just really sort of fitted the journal that I'm making on peace and how I feel about it. Found this beautiful image of Bali in a magazine, might have been a National Geographic, can't remember. So that goes in. This is another page from the book and some greaseproof paper. I'm really liking using that at the moment. This little page here is out of another journal that I've shown you before. It doesn't actually end up staying in there, but that's part of an envelope. There's Desmond Tutu, so I did rip it out, ready to use. And one of these other pages from the plotting charts that I've used in other art. Another saying. So yeah, ripped quite a few things out, and now I just start putting it all together. So my process is pretty intuitive, like I said. I grab things and I start putting them together and seeing where I think they need to go. Now, the blue of that envelope is way too blue for this journal, but I fix that shortly as well. I fiddle around with this page, I'm just not happy with it, so I end up taking it out in the end. So yeah, I start putting things together, working out how I like them, what page goes where, because I try and alternate them so that I have a blank page and something interesting so that the pages sort of flow, which is the way that I do it. Yeah, I really love that Balinese picture and lots of these other things. So yep, starting to come together. This here is an identity card that belonged to my great-great-grandfather. It was like, I think like a driver's license back in the day, but they had to carry this around with them, and it's really old. It's all fallen apart. So I thought, well, it's time to use that too. And then I found this old card on the floor. Really love that. And then this old fabric. I've used it in other journals. You will have seen it before. So yeah. Let's get started and get some of this together. I've just sped this up a little bit so that you're not sort of sitting there thinking, well, yeah, I know how to put hinges on and I know how to do this, that and the next thing. I just want to sort of show you how I came to having the final journal and what I do and where I put the bits and pieces. Funny how an old card just becomes like something you can use in a journal. I mean, it's tatty and beat up and stuff, but the number 8 is what is significant because I love the number 8 and I use it quite a lot. And then there I was walking along and there was the number 8. So I thought, right, I'm going to use that. And I was going to stick it flat, and then I sort of decided, no, maybe it'd make a great little tuck spot. So yeah, I kind of changed that around and used tape and let it flip a bit. So that's really good. Now you might be able to hear a little bit of rumbling and stuff in the background. Of course, Buddy Boy is now 6 months old. I'll insert a little bit of video in a minute and let you see, but he is chewing a stick in my craft room. Buddy, what are you doing? Are you being naughty? Oh dear, what are you doing? You want to come and say hello? You want to come and say hello? Come on. Come and say hello. Sit down. Anyway, back to this. I'm just gessoing over pages, finding out where I want things to go, making up pages, etc., etc. You all know how to make a journal, I guess. And I'm using some tape. I add some brown paint in a minute, which I hate, and I end up going over it. But it's all part of the process of getting to where you want your journal to be. Okay, it's done. 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I saved you the hassle of having to watch me do that. And I debated whether to sew it straight into the cover, but I did in the end. Alright, I've been working on this quite a bit off camera. Now I'm going to give you the full flip through so you can see what I've done and how I went about it. So the cover hasn't changed much. It might do, but it hasn't changed much right now. So we've still got our photo of Yoko and John in the inside cover. Then there's my great-grandfather's identity card. Maybe if I bring it up a bit closer, I might be able to see better. There. So that's pretty blank on the inside, ready for using. And I've got this beautiful Balinese picture that I got out of a magazine. It's perfect for this journal. Some more Balinese sculptures. A lot of the pages, like this has got relying on, so it'll just jog me to journal. And then I've just done some paint splatters, a little bit of pencil. This is out of the book. Just a beautiful little saying. I love that bit there. First of all, you have to take care of yourself. You have to survive yourself. So if you don't look after yourself, nobody else will. Of course, that's Desmond Tutu. I don't have a particular affiliation to him, but I liked it for this journal. He just sort of looks calm and peaceful, doesn't he? Then this page I painted over just with some, I think it's Liquitex Grey. I'm just going to see if I can find the colour. Here it is, this one. Liquitex Neutral Grey 5. Just came out really nice, and I did a little bit of a stencil as well. So it's got a little bit of texture, but it will be really nice for when I'm there and I can write, you know, with a pen over the top. This was just a little bit of fabric and I just did a little flower on it. And of course John Lennon's sayings, which was the reason why I chose the book in the first place, because it sort of resonates just now with what's happening around the world. Again, I can't believe after World War I and II we're back here again. But there we have it. We just don't seem to learn. Alright, this will be a nice little journaling spot. I can put something in. Now these fabrics came out of another journal, but I really liked sort of the colours, and I'm hoping that it's going to inspire me to add some batik and things while I'm there. I really love these sorts of pages in journals with some fabric samples. And my little bee. This here was a Uno card I just found on the ground, but I love the number 8. I always have. So even though it was all beat up, I just added it and then put one of John Lennon's little quotes underneath and some paper and some paint. And then because this page had some red on it here, I just added a couple of red dots there just to tie it in. And a lot of the pages are still blank, little tuck spot, because obviously when I'm there I want to do a lot of journaling. So stuck a little photograph of my mum on her wedding day with her dad. Just was a little thing that I found. Actually it was in the bottom of the bin when I emptied it out, and I was like, oh, I'll just add that. This is just a little envelope that I'll be able to put some things into. And here I just used, on the side of my desk, let me just grab it, I've got this pot of water that has rusty things in the bottom of it. And so I give it a good shake, and then what I can do is I can add it to my journal pages. And I really love how it comes out and the colours and things. So yeah, this is just an old postcard, so I decided to add some ink to it and some paint. They're all things that when you come to do journaling, there's not a blank page there. It doesn't make you stop dead. Like see like this could make you think, oh, how am I going to fill that? So these sort of pages are there to stop that and just give me a little bit of inspiration when I come to them. That's the other side of that fabric, which I just painted. Different colours. The yellow is very Balinese. With all the beautiful frangipanis and stuff. It's another tuck spot. And I've just written Bali there. Another page that I used the grey. So what happens, I had brown and I really didn't like it, and so I went over a lot of it and then inked. I added a piece of greaseproof paper in the corner. It's all things just to give the page a little bit of depth, which I really like. And I'm liking this sort of greaseproof paper in here because it hides sort of what's coming but doesn't hide it. Like, I really like that. That's the back of the other page with some of the sculpture and stuff that you might see in Bali. And there's some old paper that I added. This page is really sort of interesting now. It was just a plain magazine page, but yeah, just doctored it up a bit. Same with this side. I've used the spines for some books, and yeah, just made it a little bit more interesting. I hope you can see that. And then we've reached the back page, which is the actual ID card that my great-grandfather had. So I've added that and kept it in. Just made a couple of nice hinges with the fabric, the old fabric that I've got. So yeah, that can come out for me to journal on if I want to. Added a little bit more of the grey paint just to tie it in. And that is the beautiful fabric again. And then in here, I will probably put my business cards to take with me, because I am talking to people about the journaling retreat and organising where we're going to stay and all that sort of stuff. So that's going to be very exciting. And it's funny because on the back here, if you look up close, you can see that that's sort of a tree. It's very Balinese actually here. That might actually be the temple of the gods there, with the two bits coming up. Not sure if you can see that properly, but yeah. So that is my little journal. It's a little sort of 6x4 with bits hanging out. I love it. It's going to be great for me to take on the plane and just pop in my bag with me as I go out during the day. And my camera is small as well. My camera is probably about this big. So yeah, it's not going to be hard for me to pop them in a bag and film stuff to show you. All right, so there you have it. That's my journal. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the trip. Can't wait. So I hope that you'll tune in and see what I'm up to and the places that I visit and the walks that I do. I'm going to the rice fields and yeah, all over. I'm just going to have an awesome time. I'm also visiting lots of boutique shops and fabric samplers, and there's a journal shop in Bali that sells journals. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Going to the markets. Just trying to think what else I'm doing, but I do have an itinerary. Anyway, I'll see you in the videos. Bye-bye.